Hello everyone and welcome back to Teach Me Money Methods. And in today's video I'm going to go over the low content publishing keyword research strategies that I use, and I'm going to go over how to select your keywords. So let's jump right in. So how do I do my keyword research? I find a topic either on Amazon or a hobby list, and I'm going to demo and show you all of this in a minute or two. Then I take the hobby or the topic and I find out what the competition is on Amazon. And some of this you've definitely probably seen other videos and other YouTube channels that are centered around low and no content book strategies, and they do a good job at showing you how to do keyword research and all that sort of thing. There are a couple of different things that I do that has helped me have some success as a complete beginner at this business, and I will show you those things as well. But for the most part, the first a couple of the strategies are the same, but a little bit different, and you'll have to stay tuned to see what I do differently. So I find the topics. I either go to Amazon and I'll type in blank line journal, and I'll just kind of go on a research session and start trying to find different niches, like what journals or notebooks are selling, and have good BSRs, and then I'll start researching that niche as well. So Amazon's a good place because you can tell what people are already publishing, and then also based on the BSR, if that is actually selling, if that notebook in that niche is selling, then you could do further keyword research. And then finally, you can check if the keyword is going to be a profitable keyword. So I'll show you all this stuff. The image below right here will show you the back end keywords. So niche research and keyword research, they go hand in hand, right? You kind of find a niche, and then you need to find your keywords that you're going to put in your title, subtitle, and in your back-end keywords. And so in these 7 boxes here, this is your back-end keywords when you're setting up your publishing your book on Amazon KDP Publisher. You're going to need to put in some back-end keywords. And I pulled this one as an example. It may not be my best example, but as you can see here, this is one of my books here, and this. I usually have kind of a strategy where at least the first 4 will be generic keywords. So if I take a niche, for example, and I may be doing like some funny quotes for women and making covers based on that. In this case, I have a recipe book that I'm going to be creating, right? So this recipe book, I'm going to put in generic keywords that people may be typing in the Amazon search box. So blank family recipe book, free blank recipe book, funny blank recipe book, old-fashioned blank recipe book, my favorite recipes, blank recipe. So I did put blank recipe book in here a few too many times. This is an older example, but essentially you could take these first 4, and those are going to be like your 4 that you're going to, if you're going to publish 10 books that day, those 4 would probably stay the same. And you might be putting in gifts for women, gifts for men, birthday gift for dad, all kinds of different kind of generic keywords that they don't necessarily have to have anything to do with a journal or notebook. But essentially other keywords that people would type in to try to find your book. When they're typing in funny gifts for dad, things like that. So I would put those in these 4 boxes, and then these last 2 or 3 boxes, use these as specific to the keyword, like the title, for example. If like me, I do a lot of quotes, and I make book covers off of quotes, and a lot of times the title is my quote, and so I might find a keyword in there, like if it's suspenseful or something like that, or if I was doing an anxiety journal and there was anxiety, depression, things like that, I'm going to get more specific. So these ones would just stay generic, like blank recipe book, but then these ones would actually go into like You know, I think that this one of the keywords might have been let it go. So I put in let it go journal. And then I put in, maybe it's a motivation gift for women, and then let it go notebook, because essentially a journal and notebook are very similar. And so that's kind of like how I go about it. You'll see this might be a little different than some of the others are teaching. You can also, you know, go the route of stuffing each line as much as possible. Like, that is definitely a word of advice, is you don't have to put just one keyword, blank family recipe book, and then stop there and then put another one here. You actually fill this up as much as you can. It'll show you where it cuts off, where it stops splitting. You put characters, but you want to fill this up, you know, gift, occasion, whoops, went back. You want to fill it up and put gift, occasion, birthday, dad, you know, girl, boy, gift. You can fit a lot of single keywords in here, so you don't think of these ones as single keywords and just stuff it on this back end. And then, because your book will get an index for every keyword you put in here. And then these ones, use these as kind of like your custom ones that have exactly to do with the title and subtitle that you actually published, if that makes sense. Leave a comment below if this part was confusing and didn't make sense, please. Thank you. So which free tools can you use to do all your research? AMZ Suggestion Expander. This tool gives you more search suggestions and keywords. DS Amazon Quick View. There are a few others that work well. This tool will show you the BSR and saves time. And these are what these look like. These icons, I'm going to show you them. They're up in the top right of your Windows screen in Google Chrome. So essentially, see, here's the back end keywords. You're right over here, and this is kind of what that sample screenshot that I showed you. But right here, you could type in, you know, gifts, and then don't do a comma or anything like that, and then birthday, Halloween, dad, gifts, you know, you can just continue to put keywords and just stuff it all the way to the end until it stops right there. And that's what I would suggest. So the suggestion tool, we'll go in here and I'll show you kind of a little bit of how I do my research on Amazon. So the Amazon suggestion tool is up here, and then also you have the DS Amazon Quick View over here. And what the suggestion tool does is, if I had this keyword badminton journal, I can delete that and actually see what other keywords badminton has. It doesn't have any other suggestions for us. So if I just took this and I just wrote blank journal. So right here, all of this over here, this side over here is what Amazon gives you. This over here would be the tool working for you. It gives you before and after, and then other suggestions that Amazon doesn't give you. So this can give you other ideas and other long tail keywords, like blank journal with inspirational cover. That'd be a great one. Blank journal with inspirational cover, blank journal with inspirational cover. So, and it'll usually finish for you. That means people have searched this in. People are searching for this. And make sure you're in books here when you're doing your research, because we're selling books. And once you have books, so this one actually, surprisingly, even though it's a long tail keyword, it actually has 40,000 results. I probably would stay away from it. That is just way too many. It's not niched down enough. So it could be tough to sell. So, that's how the Amazon suggestion expander works. Is you just start typing something in, notebook, and all this right here, notebook with blank page, notebook and sketchbook to draw and journal, notebook with Bible verses. So it instantly gives you ideas that you wouldn't otherwise have. If this wasn't installed, you would just get this right here, over here. So hope that makes sense. So it's a really cool, nifty tool. Now, once you search for something. Spiral notebook. Under books. Come on. So once you search for it, then it'll give you the top ranked books, and where this tool comes in over here, which is the DS Amazon Quick View, that's actually going to show you the BSR, the bestseller rank. And so what that bestseller rank does is, if I click on this listing, I would, if I was doing my research without this tool, I would have to zoom all the way down here and find out what the bestseller rank is, 1203. And you would have to do that for several books. And so this just allows you to see that 1203 right away and just kind of make decisions. Like, so you can obviously see this is a really, really, really hot 85 hot niche, but and it would seem like it would be just a perfect niche to start publishing in. But the problem is that it has over 50,000 results, and so you're not going to be able to get in this niche and start selling. Because you don't have the reviews and authority. So let me continue with kind of how I go about my research. So what I do is again, you can go to Amazon and you can type in blank lined journal, and you can come in here under books and then just start looking for like that celestial journal. I wouldn't have came up with that idea. Like, so then I could start going and seeing what keywords there might be for celestial. And then here's a quote. This is kind of more my style. What I do is that I like to do quotes, and they work. And this one has 14 reviews and it's ranked 144,000. And so I might be like whisper to her and start researching some quotes that are like that and make something similar. And so this is a good way to just see what else is out there, and you can dive into a niche that way. But my favorite way of doing this is actually pulling up like a list of hobbies. So if you go to notsoboringlife.com, list of hobbies, there's like hundreds of hobbies right here. Hundreds of hobbies. You're not going to be able to create books in all these. It's going to take a long time to do that. So I'll take some, like if you took baseball or basketball, it's going to probably be a little bit crowded on Amazon. If you take some more obscure things like aero modeling, amateur astronomy, those sort of things, then you might have a better kind of just you're going to have less competition, put it that way. And so I took one of them was backgammon. So I took backgammon, and I'm just going to go back over here. And there are some other keywords that are going to come in, but it's we're going to put backgammon journal. And this is kind of how I would do some research. Keyword research here is, though this is a little bit of niche research at this point, but they both kind of go hand in hand. So the keyword, I'm going to go to books, search, and then I'll start looking at the BSRs, right? So again, I also would come up here and sort it by average customer review, because this is going to put the top sellers at the top, and you're going to see 1.4 million, 3 million, 1.6 million, 1.8 million. So there really isn't one in here. So I'm not seeing a keyword in here that tells me that this is like a profitable keyword. And generally I look for things that are under 1 million. So if there's books in here that are under 1 million, then I'll go for that niche. And even if I sell 1 or 2 a month, I'm okay with doing that because of my strategy, which is a little bit more on the quantity side. And so, but being that I'm not seeing any under 1 million, this wouldn't be something I'd go for. But I will say that, let me see here, backgammon journal, but I will say that being that there's only 587 results, 585 results, now that means that it's not competitive. So that tells me that the niche is open for business, but it's not a profitable keyword, so I probably would move away from it. Something else I would try to do is go notebook, backgammon notebook, under books, and it has 552, and I would see if the notebook part is a little bit better. So average customer review, and that right there, that's not a backgammon one, but here's a backgammon one at 2 million. No, so I would stay away from this one. Hope you guys are kind of seeing why we would want to stay away from that one. So I pulled up another one, a couple other ones I already did the research for you. So here's books, just to save a little bit of time. The video is getting a little long. So 121 results here, and average customer reviews. So I'm still not really seeing under 1 million. Plenty of people have made books already, but these are very low competition, but they're not really selling. So if you go to belly dancing books, 260, but then here you go. Here's one that has 19 reviews. Here's one right at 1 million, has a couple more reviews. They're for belly dancing. This one's a little bit better. This one I would maybe try this one out, because there are a couple right at that cusp of 1 million and they have reviews. And the competition is so low right here at 260. And then here's finally a blacksmithing journal under books, only 183 competitors, and right here blacksmithing, this is a journal of blacksmithing, 1 review, and right here, here's where we're looking. So blacksmith journal, 872,000. So as you're cruising through here, I'm seeing a lot under 2 million, which is good, better. And then just the fact that I'm seeing one that's under 1 million, you know, that means it's making some sales. Then I'm okay with that. So I would try this one, because it's so low. But as you can see, just going through the research right here, I found all these niches with basically no competition. And you can go through this list of hobbies and find some that actually have some more top sellers. You can just take another one, coin collecting, and go through the process. So I hope that makes sense. This list is pretty cool. There's plenty of other ways, man. This is just hobbies. This isn't occupations and professions and sports, and there's just so many topics that you could, there's animals, there's food. This is just hobbies. This is just one thing of hobbies that could take you months to dive into, just doing hobby books, hobby journals and notebooks. So that's how I kind of do my keyword research, and I will, gather more keywords and use these tools to find the suggestion expander, and I'll find 7 keywords or so. I'll have some generic keywords, and then I'll find some more keywords to put on the last 3 boxes of the 7 boxes you get, and I'll put those even more specific to my book. So at the end of the day, you have to make a decision if you should try that niche or keyword or not. So others show you this step, and they kind of show it as an exact science. You just kind of saw how I went through the research process. Like the keyword, some of their suggestions are it has to be under 1,000 search results and on Amazon, and it must have a certain amount of BSR. I use that as a guide, but like you saw the blacksmithing one, there was only one book under 1 million. It was like 800,000, but I would go for that because my strategy, 3 to 5 minutes making the book cover and doing the upload and all that is worth it to me. If I make 1 or 2 sales in a month on that book, then I'm good with that. I use that advice as a guide, but at the end of the day, I use my gut feeling, and in most cases, I still try the keyword because it doesn't take me that long to make a cover and try a niche or those keywords out. So other ways I find my keywords, I use software. I use BookBolt and Publisher Rocket as well. I have both these tools. I'll make another video for that, as this video would be way too long to cram all into one video. As you can see, I'm already at 20 minutes here, and so I need to wrap this video up. This video shows you the free ways to do keyword research. Works well. Softwares will speed up this research process, but at the end of the day, either method, free or using software, will work. So I wanted to answer a question that I got, which is, what software do I use to record my videos on this YouTube channel? And what I use is Screencast-O-Matic. I've used this Used a ton of screen recording softwares on several other channels over the years, and this one is by far my favorite. I use this to record all my Udemy courses as well. It's a really cool software. It's very fast and has a lot of cool editing features on the back end, so you don't have to upload your video and then upload it to another software and then do a bunch of editing and then upload it to YouTube and spend hours editing. You can literally do it really quickly. So if you're interested in that, you want to check it out, click the link in the description to check it out. So in the next video, if you have a suggestion, you'd like me to go over a topic in low content book publishing, or if you'd like me to go over anything with making online courses and publishing them and selling them on Udemy, or making money online, any other topic, just drop a comment below and I'll check it out and see if it's a video that I can create. So I'd appreciate that. If you liked what you've seen, apologize, kind of a long video. It's really hard to explain this, the keyword niche research and keywords, since it's one of the biggest portions of low content, no content publishing. So thanks for bearing with me. If you stuck with me this long, much appreciated. I really appreciate your time. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my next videos. As all I want to do on this channel is offer pure value to the viewers and subscribers. So until next time, thank you for watching.